Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. The LSU Tigers have been on an absolute heater on the recruiting trail, this time going to the 2025 class and landing five-star wide receiver Dakorien Moore from Duncanville, Texas. Again, bona fide top 10 national player in the country, one of the best wide receivers in this 2025 class. Just to give you a little primer, and we'll dig into the film and talk about what Dakorien Moore brings. But you're talking about a big frame at 6 foot, 180 pounds. And then you take a look at the track and field times as a sophomore in high school, clocking a 10.63 100-meter dash time. Take a look at some of the speed that LSU is bringing to the table. I mean, they just got Watkins, who's one of the fastest players in the class. Caden Durham runs a 10.25 100-meter dash in this 2024 class. You got to be really excited about the offensive playmaking that LSU is assembling for the future of this program. Now, before we get into Dakorien Moore, just want to say thank you to you guys. It's truly been a blast talking the recruiting trail. We've talked a ton of LSU football the last 2 weeks as they've had a lot of traction on the recruiting trail. The support from you guys truly does mean a lot. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Appreciate y'all rocking with the boys like you have. And let's get into Dakorien Moore. We talked about Watkins, and we were kind of giving comps, and a lot of you guys in the comment section were saying Jalen Waddle. I mean, I like that comp. Dakorien Moore, interested to hear the comp you guys have for him. And again, he's a younger guy, right, going into his junior year. So maybe we'll get a better feel of how that frame looks as he gets to a junior and senior in high school. But again, you can't ignore the playmaking and production he's had at the highest level of Texas in the high school football world. Take a look at the numbers: 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns his first 2 years of playing varsity ball at Duncanville. And I want to get to the film because this is a guy that, I mean, a real playmaker that just knows how to put defenses in binds, because you see he's a physical frame for how fast he is. So he'll run right by you if you don't want to get physical with him. But at the catch point, Dakorien Moore offers a lot of value, again, using the burners here, separating, blowing the top off of a defense. Again, track speed, physicality to run through tackles. He's not only good working vertically, and don't get me wrong, that is probably the best part of his game, right? Big body that has that 10.63 track time. That being said, the physicality and his willingness to just not go down, I think that is a part of what makes Dakorien Moore special. And again, with the ball in his hands, the ability to make people miss, the ability to run through tackles, and then when it is time to hit the jets and be the fastest player on the field, probably outside of Caden Durham, like Dakorien Moore. I was going to call him Jelani Watkins. Dakorien Moore certainly brings that to the table. Again, catch point, the physicality at the catch point, the ball skills, kind of checks all the boxes. You look at the national ranking, it starts to make sense why he is a top 10 national ranked dude. Really special with the ball in his hands again. Not only a vertical threat, but a dude that has a lot of shake in the open field, a real good feel for how to be a playmaker. I mean, get it done, Dakorien Moore. And I want to take us to this LSU class in 2024 because I want to talk about the playmakers that this future of the LSU program has, right? Kylan Billiott, one of the more intriguing prospects at 6'3", 195, runs really fast. You have the big body Trey'Dez Green. You have the speedster in Jelani Watkins, who was the one getting the Jalen Waddle comp. And you scroll down, you have Caden Durham, one of, if not the fastest player in this 2024 class. And I would be remiss to not mention, you had Caden Durham locked in. He's from Duncanville, very good friends with Colin Simmons. Now you had Dakorien Moore, five-star wide receiver in the 2025 class, also from Duncanville. We said this when Colin Simmons committed, and Texas lands him, and I know it was bittersweet for LSU, but now you got two teammates at Duncanville. You're starting to get a little pipeline going. I would not be surprised if Brian Kelly and the staff continue to pursue Colin Simmons. A week ago, we were talking about Colin Simmons really being an LSU lean. Something happened late in that process that made him flip to Texas. I don't think LSU's done in this recruitment. Again, you can't sign anything till December. Now you got two LSU Tigers in that Duncanville locker room working on landing Colin Simmons. Again, I don't know if I'm going to call a flip right now, but I certainly now like the chances even more than just having Caden Durham in the room. And the last thing I want to note about Dakorien Moore, and I don't want to dismiss how good of a get this is. This is a guy that's a top 10 player in the country, one of the best wide receivers in that 2025 class. When you have an elite wide receiver like a Dakorien Moore already committed, I think it gets a lot easier to start selling quarterbacks, right? And LSU's going after a guy like Bryce Underwood, the number one quarterback in that 2025 class. And you already now can sell Bryce Underwood, who is already really interested in LSU. Hey, we got now the best wide receiver, or one of the best wide receivers in that 2025 class, also committed. I think starting to sell Bryce Underwood to become an LSU Tiger in that 2025 class gets a little bit easier. So keep an eye on Colin Simmons. Keep an eye on Bryce Underwood, because, again, it could be a kind of fun next couple of weeks and months for the LSU Tigers on the recruiting trail. Again, appreciate you guys rocking with the boys. And if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.